Now I want you to listen to what Donald Trump had to say about the markets since his win in November. Watch this.
Since the election, the stock market has broken one record after another, the biggest gain of stock market after an election in history. That's a good sign. In a single month, small business optimism soared 41 points, which is a record. That's a record. Bitcoin has surged to an all-time record high of $108,000. They're calling it the Trump effect because even before taking office, we're already bringing in the jobs and opportunity and safety and common sense back to the USA.
Common sense, always a good thing. Stephen Moore, who's full of common sense himself, joins me now. Stephen, is this the Trump effect, or are there other factors at play here, do you think?
Well, we had an incredible boom right after the election, but as you know, last week was pretty brutal for the stock market. So you never know with politics and the intersection of policy and the stock market and how long it will take for the stock market to adjust to the new regime in power. So I think it's going to be a bit of a rocky road. We're going to see an upward trajectory, but there's going to be ups and downs. And we saw one last week. I want to remind your viewers that when Reagan came in with a very pro-growth agenda in 1980, it took 18 months, actually, for the stock market to go on its boom. So sometimes there's a real delayed effect, and sometimes there's an anticipation effect, and I can't tell you which it's going to be. I want to make one other quick point. So much of what Trump wants to do is going to require legislation from Congress, and you've got a very, very tiny majority in the House of Representatives. We saw with the budget fight last week that there's going to be a lot of chaos. We'll see what Trump can get through. Now, I do believe his deregulation agenda, he can do that pretty unilaterally, as well as some of the trade stuff. But getting the tax cut permanent, which I think is the most important thing for Donald Trump, that's going to be a battle on Capitol Hill.
Very good. I mean, given that very slender majority in the House, Steve, how much can he get done? In fact, he's going to have to lean very hard on some of these, moderate Republicans.
Well, what's the old saying about when you're the Speaker of the House? It's like herding cats, 435 cats. And look, the Republicans have I think it's a 2 or 3 seat majority right now. That's tiny. That's a tiny majority. So can he do it with only Republican votes? Well, he did it back in 2017. We got that through with a 1-vote majority in the Senate. Remember that, Ashley? So I'm going to bet, yes, Trump is going to get this done, but it could take many, many months to get it done.
Very good. Stephen Moore. Merry Christmas to you, Steve. Thanks for joining us.
I'm in the mall. I'm doing my last-minute shopping here. The people all over the place. Sorry for the background. But this
it
is like
sounded like the mall was. I'm very impressed. You go shop, Steve Moore.